Efficient or resilient? Fragility is real. That's the deal. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Welcome to this week's Miracle Bomb. I'm glad you're here. Listen on the go with the Spreaker Audio Edition in about 7 minutes. We're wasting no time and diving right into it. We're banking hard and going vertical in today's post, so strap in tight and engage in the fight. Efficiencies lead to fragility. Resilience must replace both. There are multiple ways to view these topics. Today, we're exploring them through the lens of both health and wellness and work, otherwise known as jobs or the job hunt for many. Antibiotics and fragility. Evolution of antibiotics led to consolidation of populations and food production, driving efficiency into society. But biology always morphs, and it's finally caught up to us. Superbugs, better known as externalized costs in economic parlance, have resulted from antibiotics suppressing the gut biomes of billions of people, and consolidation of food production has contributed. The evolution of the paradigm, go to school, get a job, save for retirement, mortgage a home, and believe financial services professionals are looking out for you, has baked extreme fragility into your life, too. Ever see the bowl of suckers in the bank, assuming you visit a bank branch occasionally? Wonder why they always have suckers available for the kids? It's actually a message to the financially illiterate. You're the sucker, as is the bank teller providing you banking services. Manufacturing consolidation. The consolidation of food production sucked the nutritious value out of our foodstuffs, and the application of pesticides introduced dangerous chemicals to the food value chain. The quality of food has very much declined over the past 100 years. Today, you must eat 7 pounds of broccoli to get the same nutrition of a pound of broccoli in 1930. Obesity and nutrition. Obesity is indicative of cheap food. Sugar is cheaper than nutritious ingredients. The cheap food is less filling, requiring consumption of more of it to feel full. Additionally, food prices have not changed through previous recessions, but this time is different. Growing and processing locally or at home. When a family buys a whole chicken, the price is half what one pays for a processed chicken in the store. Granted, there's a time cost, too, for processing meat ourselves, but there's also a time cost of working for a paycheck and then going to the store for the processed food, assuming it's even there and assuming the price isn't too much for the paycheck received working in that job. Offshoring and onshoring, jobs and consumables. Food price declines are also attributable to globalization and externalized costs from shipping dollars overseas for cheaper, mass-produced packaged foodstuffs from foreign manufacturing, all the while maximizing profits to corporate conglomerates and the banksters on Wall Street, siphoning away wealth through debt, that is, cheap loans to the corporations. The problem with onshoring is the price of labor and materials stateside will prevent these manufacturers from competing with overseas suppliers who can produce at lower costs. That goes for both consumables and jobs. Imagine the efficiency gained by a company able to offshore its white-collar work to much cheaper labor overseas than they can pay Americans. Additionally, imagine how you'll feel once your job is ripped out from underneath you because your cost of living is so much more that the company is unable to pay you a livable wage in order to stay competitive. They'll have no choice but to outsource it to a foreigner, who in all likelihood is just as good at the work as you are, if not better. Alternatives and willingness to change. There exists an alternative, though. Today's resilience-seeking family must be seeking to know your suppliers for both foods and consumables. Private U.S.-based manufacturers and local small-town producers have been doing what patriotic Americans do for decades. And yes, their prices are higher. The price for good, safe, quality products is higher because there's much more value from them and in them, equipping their customers with resiliency, health and wellness, and an opportunity for more wealth, too. These U.S.-based manufacturers, sourcing their ingredients from North America, have a tremendous advantage over their cheaper, less safe, unhealthy products from the big box conglomerate competitors because they aren't exposed to overseas manufacturing. They don't depend on the long, overextended supply chains. No port congestion concerns. They minimize cost of containers and fuel. They bypass the overhead of multiple warehousing stops, labor costs for product handling, and more. Where to start? Not know where to begin? Ask me. Direct message is the easiest and quickest. Just do it now. We've become an unadaptive, fragile, and overextended population as a result of long, brittle, and fragile supply chains, and it's a dangerous place to be. Adapt, become resilient, and be anti-fragile. It's hard to do, too. It takes tremendous work and effort. And most importantly, it takes time. The best time to begin was 20 years ago. The next best time? Now. N-O-W. No other way to achieve liberty, prosperity, and autonomy in this very dangerous and unforgiving world. The illusion of cheap. Cheaper is an illusion. There's value, there's price, and there's cost. A corporate and regulatory problem exists in the food value chain and is completely the population's fault for seeking cheaper foodstuffs for decades and supporting the efforts to maximize profits to corporate shareholders. The corporations then buy back their own stock, inflating the asset prices to nosebleed levels, historically speaking. There's little value there. It's a Ponzi scheme. The cost will be considerable. Consider yourself warned. The price will be your time you can never, ever recover. The truth of value, today's Miracle Bomb. Did you know wild blueberry can assist in removing toxins from your human systems? That produce costs premium price too because it's rare and valuable. Your health journey is one of utmost importance. People must view health as a marathon. Every time something is done for your health, it's an investment in you, your family, and your future. Every time you learn about your health, read a book, or listen to content about wellness, you're adding to your database of knowledge on your health and wellness and your readiness for the next disease that's sure to come along. The medical system is utterly useless for non-emergency matters. We pay an unbelievable amount of cost for medical insurance that mostly is unusable and then visit the doctor where they do little to help your long-term health and wellness. Begin learning and studying your own body and what it's telling you, then small changes over time will add up. Changing what you eat, when you eat it, how often and how much you eat, and consciously choosing what to fuel your life with is super important. Time will pass and you'll begin to see and feel change. You'll begin to embrace true liberty and smell freedom. With it will come autonomy and eventually sovereignty. On the other hand, look around. As people have put zero thought into what they're consuming for years or decades of eating all processed, hydrogenated oils and cheapest foods possible to save for retirement or afford that McMansion, that you can't tell the difference between zoo animals and people. They're zombified into falling in line with the status quo, eating and buying cheap and living lives of mediocrity into old age, dependent upon government handouts and big bureaucracy to take care of them. There's no liberty, freedom, autonomy, or sovereignty in that, and there's little life in it, too. If your food is cheap as measured in cost to your wallet or bank account, you should be concerned. Food is the most important thing we buy. It should be expensive because good, nutritious food takes energy and effort to produce. Energy and effort and value are conveyed through prices. Anything out of a package means the food has gone through a process to preserve it and makes it very difficult for your body to process. Simply begin learning and you'll amaze yourself at how you can live a better life. Not know where to get started? DM me today on LinkedIn or Facebook. The orchestrated socio-political problems are showing themselves, and it's up to the individual to overcome the challenges. The powerless can't be and won't be empowered through the powerful. Beware the handouts, beware the free, beware the cheap. Are you efficient and fragile, or are you pursuing resiliency and effectiveness in all aspects of your life, including nutrition as well as work? I'm your wingman. Don't fly alone. Embrace your liberty. Come and take it to your liberty. P.S. Your life is a byproduct of your thinking. Your way of thinking produced the life you have today. If you don't like your life now, maybe it's time to change the way you think. Toughest pill I had to swallow in 2020, but it sure feels good now.